This is my title. In today's Zogam Trendsetters episode, we are going to talk to one of the young and dynamic, sensational writer of Ccpur. His name is Rajesh Konsam. Hi Rajesh, welcome to the show.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so inspired and I'm so proud of you. You such a young writer at the age of 36. You are writing Bittersweet novel, and the review on Amazon is just simply sensational. So can you tell me what's this novel all about?
This novel, Bittersweet, is basically a contemporary romance with some personal development. So Bittersweet is about a young musician who tries to revive his passion with the support of a young painter girl.
So is this a debut novel?
This is my debut novel.
What encouraged you to write such a novel?
When I was writing this novel, when the idea came out in 2014 December, I was going through some personal stress in my life. I was going through placements as a software engineer. Then I remember feeling very low in my life. I have gone through several ups and downs in my life. Twice I went through stress in my life. Then I bounced back twice. Life has given me a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance. So I thought, why write a novel about going down and then coming back, bouncing back to life?
This bittersweet experience about your life as well.
Yeah, this is my favorite word. And if someone were to ask me, how can you justify yourself, your life in a single word, then bittersweet is the word.
I come to realize that you are the 8th rank holder in all Manipur 2011 science stream. So do you have any history of writing any competition or anything like that that may encourage you to know that you are gifted in writing?
I remember participating in a short story competition sometime back in 2017. They were asking for submissions, author in publication. They were asking for short stories. I entered one of my short story. I submitted it. I got selected out of 13 entries, and it got published. So that's when I thought to myself, like, yes, I can do something with my writing.
So that's where you come to realize that talent.
Yeah, I have always written before, but that was the first thing, my first published piece.
How long has it been since you're contemplating about writing this book? Is it haunt you day and night, or just to get the name and fame you're writing? What is this writing? What does this writing mean to you?
I write because I'm an artist and I'm a very expressive person. I like to express, whether I'm writing poems, whether I'm writing novels, whether I'm doing painting, whether I'm speaking in front of an audience. I like expressing. Ideas come and float in my mind. So I love art. That's why I write these books.
You have got a publisher in the form of you have got publisher and you're launching the book already national level and it's on Amazon. How hard it is to get a publisher?
In our time, getting a publisher is very hard because I remember submitting my novel, my manuscript to around 10 publishers. All of them rejected me. Half of them didn't even reply my email. Then I approached one agent. A literary agent is someone who forwards your manuscript to a publisher. I submit my novel to my agent and my agent forwards it to the publisher. So that's when I got a contract. Out of 5 publishers, this was the best one, so I accepted this one.
So what's the response so far? Is it beyond imagination, or how thrilling it is to get your novel being published?
Well, it's very exciting. So far the response has been very positive. I thought that audience would give me mixed response, but so far it has been very positive. People are loving it, people could relate to my story, and that's the best thing I can say as an author.
Yeah, the most thrilling part of writing is the most thrilling part of the journey as a writer is you have put a sale on Amazon. So what's the response? I have got feedbacks. There are some very positive reviews. So how does that encourage you?
They encourage me to write better. Since they are giving me positive reviews, it makes me think people are having high expectations from me. For my second novel, my third novel, I should be a very good writer. I should improve myself. I should deliver better stories. That's what I feel. It motivates me to write better.
You just cannot be a simple. You just cannot simply get hold of a pen and write. What does it take you to be a writer, to write a novel like this? Are you a very avid reader? What other books you are reading, and what encourages you to write this?
I think to be a writer, to be a successful commercially, critically, you need to be a very good storyteller. There should be a story which needs to be told. When you are done telling the story, you come back and focus on the writing style. Story number one, writing style number two. So coming back to my inspirations, I remember not having read enough books in 2015. So when I started having the idea, I made sure that I read around 200 books from 2015 to 2019. In between, I did whatever I could to improve my English, my grammar, and even my punctuations. So that's how I ended up developing myself in the process. Idea first, development later.
You've been going through so many books. Is there the outstanding author who's you want to admire and who influenced you most?
There are different writers whom I love for different reasons. Regarding character development, I like Vladimir Nabokov, who wrote Lolita. And regarding imagery, I like Anthony Doerr, who wrote All the Lights You Cannot See. And regarding plot twist, I think thriller writers, there are some thriller writers whom I love.
I just want to ask you this question, Rajesh. Which is more interesting to be on your writing table and writing and being lost in the character and plots, or which is better trying to find identity, who is your favorite author, researching their work? Which part of the journey is better?
I think the whole journey of this part is developing the characters. I like writing character-based stories. So I try to make sure that a little bit of my personal life goes into my stories. Then I develop the characters, I give them some strengths, I give them some flaws. I make sure that they are not too likable, not too hateable. I try to find some green tea, some quiet environment, and I make sure that there's no one else in the room. I stay in a quiet place, and then once I start putting my pen on paper or my fingers on my laptop, it never stops. It goes on the whole night.
To get your character into the skin of the readers,
Yeah.
how do you see the world? Yeah, you must be having lots of characters, plots going on in your mind, but
Yeah.
in reality, when you're looking at the world, you always try to see there's a model.
Yeah.
How does it
Exactly.
happen? How do you see the world as a writer?
Yeah. As a writer, I observe the world very carefully. I try to make sure what are the stories that need to be told. What can I see from my daily environment which I can develop into a story? What are the kind of stories I can write? What kind of struggles people are going through? What are the struggles men are going through, women are going through? What type of message what are the types of message which I can bring to my books? That's why I decide to focus on sensitive topics in some of my books. In my second novel, there will be a very huge sensitive topic.
So, as I listen to you, it doesn't seem this going to be the first and last book it's going to be going on. Yeah. I want to ask you this question. Tell me very frankly, does it occurs to you, what if my novel people don't like and you have been rejected by new publishers?
Then
So how does it motivate you to keep on writing?
I think criticism, especially constructive criticism, it's always helpful. Since I'm a writer and since I give criticism to everyone else, I will openly accept criticism from others. I would like to improve, make sure that I learn as much as I can and bounce back and bring up with a very perfect second book.
So will you be disappointed if this first novel is not a big sale, it's not a big hit? Will that be demotivating and you're going to say, oh, I'm going to hang on my writing pen, or will this make you bounce stronger?
No, not at all. I will come and write another book, I will improve myself. Even if this book flops, it's close to my heart, so I'm happy I wrote this book.
What's your rating of yourself in the response right now?
Right now, so if we talk about Amazon, there are 6 reviews yet. Out of 6, 5 reviews are 5.5 stars, and 1 review has 4 stars. So on average, right now it's 4.7.
Yeah, Rajesh, it's so interesting. It's such an interesting conversation. So, is this book something related to your life story? How much of the reader are going to get your real life experience reading this book?
When I first wrote this book, I convinced myself that it's a fictional book. I told everyone it's a fictional book. I told myself this is a work of fiction. But then when my friends read this book, my friends started suspecting, I think I know this girl, I know this female character, and which female character I don't know. Then after reading the book 5 times, 10 times, I realized that unknowingly some of my personal life went into this book. Even I didn't realize properly. So I finally accept that little bit. If you are a writer, then you always channel your real life experiences, whether you're writing romance, whether you're writing horror, whether you're writing suspense. Some of your real life automatically goes into your book.
That's very interesting. So I'd love to read as soon as possible. Yeah. What's your advice to upcoming writers? What are the tips that you would like to give them?
The best advice I can give to upcoming authors is that be a very good narrator, be a very good storyteller. Once you're done with the storytelling, we can always go and focus on the writing style. The story comes first, the narration comes first. If you are good at it, then the writing style will come second. Whether it's simple, whether it's beautiful, be a very good storyteller, be very creative, be original, then you will always be successful as a writer.
That's a great, I think that there is so much to learn from what you have advised to the upcoming writers. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be the first book or the last book. So what kind of book are we gonna expect from the next writing? Is your mind already filled with the plots, the characters, and what kind of genre you're gonna write?
Thank you so much. My next book will be bigger, better, much better than my first book. In my next book, I'm gonna pick up 2 to 3 sensitive topics. I'm gonna focus on the internal struggle of those 2 to 3 characters, and it's gonna be a very important book for me. It's also a very personal book for me. So next book will be out hopefully within 2 years. I'm very excited about it.
Thank you so much for giving us so much tips, so much information about the what's going on behind the writing of this book. I'd like to ask you a rapid fire question for the readers so that they know you better.
Okay,
Rajesh, is he a loner or is he a man who loves to interact with people?
I'm someone who likes interacting with people.
But it sounds to be someone who got depression twice in your life. How does that happen? How do you overcome?
I overcome it with hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. If you hard work, if you have willpower, then you can bounce back anytime.
Working in IT, this is one of the most stressful in the morning work. How do you manage your time between writing and trying to find time to write a novel and trying to perform your work?
Write on the weekends, be consistent, write a single page on a single holiday. Saturday 1000 words, Sunday 1000 words, holidays another 1000 words. Be consistent, within 2 years you can have enough material to write it.
How do you get your creative juices flowing? Do you wait for some hunchback to speak to you, or you walk yourself and try to get the best out of yourself?
I listen to good music. Good music always gives me good inspiration.
So what's the most inspiring time for you to write? Late night, early morning, or quiet time? Or to be away in the nature and write?
To go roaming out into the nature and then come back in the early morning and find time in a quiet place in an early morning.
What's the most inspiring movie for you?
I think the most inspiring movie is Nowhere Boy, which is based on the Beatles.
If you can call one person who is dead or alive, who is the person whom you would like to call back?
I think,
Among dead, yeah.
I would like to call back John Lennon. So I like him a lot, and I feel he died very young.
You're a writer. You don't want to call back any of the writers, but you want to call musician.
Because I don't miss writers that much because they stay alive through the books which they write. I feel like I'm reading them every day.
What's John Lennon so special to you? What's John Lennon that he's so special to you?
He's very talented and he's very headstrong, very confident. He will fight for what he wants. He's ready to challenge anyone just to make sure his dream comes true.
3 things that you miss about Langkawi when you're outside.
Number 1, the food. Number 2, my friends here. Number 3, the local dialect.
3 things that you want to change in Langkawi.
1 thing, internet. Second thing, the courier service. Third, the transport.
Tell me very frankly, do you think Lanka is communal? You are Meitei and you are not a majority. You sometimes face all along being so on your Lanka. How is your experience in school or anywhere? Do you feel sometimes there is communal for you?
To me, 90% of my friends are tribal, so I feel it's very normal and very friendly.
Because you can speak tribals?
Yes, 50% I can.
What about other Meiteis who are coming here? Do they ever have any kind of discrimination or something which they are not comfortable coming here?
To my opinion, in my eyes, I think none of my Meitei friends who are near me have faced any such discrimination so far, at least in my environment.
When you are out of home, what is the curry that you miss most?
Singju and Ironba.
Do you miss your mother's cook?
I definitely miss. I miss
What's
my mother.
the best curry your mother's cook for you?
My mother makes the best uti and chicken curry.
I see. So, the most inspiring author to you?
My favorite author has to be Anthony Doerr, who wrote All the Light We Cannot See. He wrote about two youngsters who were struggling very hard during the wartime in France. So he inspires me because of his vivid descriptions. He writes very good imagery. His descriptions are top class.
What's your favorite weekend? What is the ideal weekend for you?
My ideal weekend would be to close all the doors, have some green tea, sit inside the room, read books, write books.
You are a writer. What kind of books do you read? You can read anything, or do you have any specific days for reading?
I like writing fiction books with personal development. It can be a biography or it can be a fictional story about someone's growth. So I like writing fiction books, some romance, some personal development, very strong character-based books.
Rajesh, thank you so much for revealing yourself so much here in the rapid fire. Yeah. If any of your fans want to read this book, how can they get hold of grab hold of the book, and what are the prices and what are the value? Can you please tell us details?
Definitely. Bittersweet priced at 260 rupees. It's available on Amazon. It's available on Amazon India. You can get it from amazon.com.uk. It's released on Amazon worldwide. Secondly, it's available on. It's coming soon to Paper Planes Lanka. I have just discussed with Dicky Stationery. It will come soon to Saulin. It will come to JK Xerox. It is available in Ukio Bookstore in Imphal, Books and Coffee Imphal, Kanchi Bookstore in Imphal.
If I'm not mistaken, you are also ex-Bosconian who has passed up 8th ranking. So there are so many Bosconians who are alumni of this school. So what's your message to them to read these books?
If you feel like you have gone through several ups and downs in life, then you need a little motivation to bounce back from that failure, then this book will inspire you a lot, because the character, he goes through very good character growth. He has faced so many ups and downs, but life gives him a second chance, a third chance, and he is very confident, he is very willpowered, so he is very strong. So I think he will inspire you a lot.
Thank you so much, Rajesh, for taking the time to be here in our show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mount Title signing out for today. This Zogam Trendsetters is a private-owned channel. We don't have any sponsor or anything like that. If there is anyone who is really inspired listening, our motto is telling story and inspiring people. We want to get people, someone who does something unconventional. So one of them is Rajesh Konsam. No matter how challenging it is, he is writing books. So it has been established by some publication. It's out of Asia. Try to grab hold of this. We are always looking for someone who can sponsor every episode, camera, sound system. So many of you are giving feedback, passing the microphone to each other. It's not what we want, but that's what we can do, based on what we can do as of now. If you have in a garden, this man is doing something good, always feel free to donate something, and let's keep always the channel alive, and let's try to build up a community that can change. This is Mount Title sign out for today. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and always try to give feedback.
Thanks, man.